prosper. 1,000 may fall on your left, 10,000 on your right, but none of this evil work shall come anywhere near you. You are heavily defended. You are heavily protected. You are the blessed of the blessed. You are a child of the Most High God. You dwell under the shadow of the Almighty God. Signs and wonders follow you. God bless you.
Signs and wonders follow you. God bless you. What's going on, everybody? Hey. We got another microphone check for you. And I'm coming to you live tonight. So if you see any glitches, itches, or anything like that, then you know we are live. This is not pre-recorded. Whatever processing we are doing is done in the Neumann MT48 audio interface. Is using its own internal DSP. I do not have the app up on the computer, so that means that the Neumann MT48 has its own internal processing and computer circuitry to actually do what it does. But we're not here to talk about the Neumann MT48. We are talking about the Lewitt 540 SubZero condenser microphone. Come on, somebody ought to get excited about this, because this is basically a mic check. And I want to give you a couple of words on what it's actually doing, how it sounds, and only you can tell me, because like I said, all of this is going on live right now on YouTube. All right. So basically, let me lift it up here for you. There you go. There it is. The Lewitt 540S or SubZero. And I wanted you to see it because, and I don't have the, what is it called? I don't have the shock mount attached to it, because it comes with two different mounts, you can say. But this microphone caused me to get rid of my Neumann TLM 103. Yeah, it did. Two different things going on. This microphone here, I believe it actually works very well with the Neumann MT48. Okay, so let me get right into that right from the beginning. The Neumann MT48 is but it is a dark audio interface. It leans towards the lower end of the spectrum, and it smooths out everything thereafter. So it's a dark audio interface. And then now when you pair this with the Lewitt SubZero 540 SubZero, you will see that it's very clean, it's very clear, very articulate and open. It has a new sound. Basically, that's what I can tell you. It has a new sound to it. It's not that vintage Neumann sound from my TLM 103. But hold up, would I ever own a TLM 103 again? That's going to be a good question, because the Lewitt is almost half the price. And you're listening to it right now. So you tell me how it sounds. I think it pairs, there are little plosives. I think it pairs better with the Neumann MT48. And that's because, again, the Lewitt is very clean, clear. The SubZero stands for you will not hear anything coming out of this microphone other than your environment. Are you listening to me? You're not going to hear no sounds at all coming from this mic. No hums, no whistles, no anything. It is definitely SubZero. It is clean, my friends. Very, very well. You're listening to it. It just sounds so stupid to even keep saying it's clean when you're listening to it right now. And now, I had to bump up some things, because this microphone, unlike the Neumann TLM 103, the Neumann TLM 103 has even though it's very hyped from 5K on, but the Neumann TLM 103 has a good beefy bottom end to it. All right. Where this mic gives you all that information, but it doesn't come across very heavy. So what I did here is on my Neumann, where I may have 5 dB. I'm sorry. A half a dB boosted around 100 hertz. This thing right now is boosted 2 dB at 100 hertz with a medium bell curve. Now, I'm contemplating whether or not if I should actually just show you the EQ that I'm using, but just trust me. So, and I have a couple of bumps up in the high end where the Lewitt sound graph is lacking. So it's lacking in the 4K and it's lacking around 10K. There's a little dip in the graph. So what I did was I boosted those two areas, 2 or 3 dB, somewhere around there. All right. And so to give it a little bit more beef in bottom end, like I said, I boosted it 2 dB. Okay. But the magic here is that the Lewitt is so clear and clean and quiet. It matches well with the darker MT48 by Neumann. Does that make sense? It's like if you want a perfect, if you're an audiophile type of person and you want the best open 3-dimensional staging sound you can get, my recommendation will be to use a tube preamp and a solid state monoblock amp of some sort, but solid state amp to match with the tube preamp. So the tube preamp will make it warmer and it will also open up the sound stage a little bit. All right. So you'll get warmth and an open sound stage. Okay. 3-dimension. You hear depth, width, and all of that stuff. Now, but slower. But now when you use a solid state amp to pair with the tube preamp, you're going to get the quickness, the growl from the bass, and very fast transients. Okay, so that's what I'm comparing it to. This thing right here, the Neumann MT48, I would liken it to a tube preamp, right? And I would call this microphone the amp. That's solid state. So the Lewitt has an up-to-date, more modern sound to it versus the vintage warm. Everybody's trying to mimic the Neumann. This thing is very clear, transparent, and it takes EQ very well, as you can hear. Because now this is what you get right now. Oh, I can show you the shock mount. I still have it on the desk right here. So this is the shock mount for the Lewitt, and I took it off just because it's big. Well, really not too big. It's not in the way, and it comes with its own pop filter that would just go on something like this right here, and it'll stay on. But you have to use this right here. There you go. You have to use the shock mount to actually use the pop filter. Okay. So we're going there with that. Now, there's one more thing I want to show you if it's around here. Okay. So this does come with it too. So I can use this right here, the clown nose, to put on it and to curb some close-ups or whatever else. But as you can see, with proper microphone technique, you see I have that, my mouth is pointing towards this angle right here. And that's all you need to do. I can turn it a little bit more if I wanted to. But still, that's where I'm talking to, that angle right here. And with the capsule pointing at my mouth. Does that make sense to you? Okay. So I'm at 9 minutes and 33 seconds. So I'm not going to prolong this, but I wanted to do a mic check. And I'd love to hear back from you to let me know what you hear, and if it's too bassy, is it too analytical, is it too clean? Because remember, the Neumann MT48 is a very sterile audio interface. It's warm, It has its own tones, but it's very sterile, very sterile. So, and then this microphone is analytical, very not sterile. It has a sharpness on the top end and a harshness to me. It's not sweet. The Neumann, even though it's very bright at the top end, it's still sweet. It's not obtrusive or going to give you some air fatigue. But this one might be able to, but I toned it down a little bit. I only boosted it slightly just to match the low end that I'm working with right now. But I would love to hear back from you. Please tell me how you like this microphone. I'm Just Jonathan. I'm not Just Jonathan because I'm a YouTuber. I actually use my audio gear for doing Bible studies and so forth and so on with people around the world, such as Africa, South America, different places, and even over on the other channel on Facebook Live. I do Bible studies there as well. But I'm a retired, or used to be a radio personality, and so my attention is to good gear. I probably don't need a Neumann. Like, for instance, over my head over here, I have an MKH50 by Sennheiser, top of the line, dialogue, inside dialogue boom microphone. And on the floor down here, I have a Earthworks Ethos, which is one of my favorite microphones, a Earthworks Ethos, which I actually modified it a little bit. I took off that clown nose. Let me show you. I'm back. So I use this thing right here just for protection. It doesn't go to it at all. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is the clown nose that comes with the Earthworks. Oop. Well, that didn't work good. This is the clown nose that comes with the Earthworks Ethos. Can you see that right there? Okay. All right. We got that. Now, this is the Earthworks Ethos. Now, see how I changed out the clown nose? And what I did was I put an icon grill on here. You see that? Instead of the clown nose. Makes it more transparent, a lot cleaner, and all that stuff. So if you ever want to come up with my idea of taking the Earthworks icons grill off, pop it onto the Earthworks Ethos, and your sound will be a lot clearer, better, and awesome. It's my favorite microphone, one of them. This one is actually becoming one of my favorites too. Now that I got the EQ dialed into where I want it to be. But you tell me. I would love to hear back from you. Give me your thoughts. Tell me what you think about the Lewitt 540 SubZero condenser microphone. And I could have told you some other stuff. But anyhow, you guys have a good night. Talk to you soon. Just Jonathan, not a YouTuber.